Hello everyone and welcome back to Redacted. Today we've got more posts from r/PettyRevenge, so let's get into it. Today's story is about an aggressive tailgating drunk that tries to ram OP off the road. One night about 20 years ago in high school, I was driving down to a buddy's house in his truck. The road I was on was a 5-lane highway, 2 lanes each way plus the center turn lane. This stretch of road had a 55 miles per hour speed limit. It was dark and no one was on the road but me. About halfway down the road to the turnoff to my buddy's place, the douchebag driver enters. I was holding a steady 55 when I catch some headlights closing up on me. No big deal, it's late and sometimes people fly down this road. I was in the right lane and figured that he would just pass me. Nope. Instead, he got right up behind me and started acting aggressively. He was getting up to a couple of inches away from the bumper, goosing up to the truck. Real douchebag stuff. At first I thought it was a mutual friend or someone trying to get my attention, but I recognized the headlight pattern and no one we knew had that type of car. I slowed down and waved him by, but he wouldn't pass. At one point, he seemed like he was trying to hit the rear quarter of the truck. This guy wasn't playing around. At this point, some context is needed. We live in a state which requires annual inspections, so everything needs to be legal, especially when it comes to lights. My buddy's truck was a real redneck special. It was over 30 years old even back then, a 1969 Chevy half-ton. Like most redneck specials in my area, it looked like a real beater. Had patina on the body, primer in some areas, and just looked like a farm truck, which it was, to be honest. However, my buddy put a very strong engine in it, a 400 horsepower engine in a $200 truck. It also came from the factory with a manual transmission that was shifted on the steering column. My buddy put a floor shifter in, but it lacked a place to put the switch that turned on the reverse lights when you put it in reverse. So my buddy put in a toggle switch to turn them on and off to pass inspection. Back to the douchebag driver. He was getting so aggressive for no real reason that I could think of. It was at this point that I just completely stopped caring about who this guy was or what he was doing. I dropped down a gear and floored the truck. The speed picks up fast and the distance between the cars starts opening up. Then the douchey driver started speeding up too. I kept watch of how close he was getting, and when he wasn't too close, I hit the brakes for a quick check and flipped on the reverse lights, at about 70 miles per hour. What I saw in the mirror was the headlights swerving back and forth before running off the road into the ditch. I did see him get out and started to stagger around like he was drunk. I wanted nothing to do with that. So once I felt sure he wasn't hurt, I left, but not before calling in a possible DUI to the state police. I made it to my buddy's place, dropped off his truck, picked up my car, and made my way back home. On my way back, I saw 3 state police cruisers at the drunk driver's car. He was cuffed and appeared to be passed out on the trunk of one of the cruisers. Probably crapped himself too.